Hello everyone, it's the most inconsistent YouTuber on the planet, back at it again with some makeup videos. I haven't made a video, or no, I should correct that. I haven't posted a video in over a year, if not longer. So right now it's 2020. It is April 9th is the day that I'm filming this. Hopefully I can post this within the same week as soon as possible. But yeah, the world is more than a little crazy right now. I don't want to mention the C word because we're all kind of going through it, and because I've had so much time on my hands, I've decided to do a lot of cleaning and freshening up, regardless of everything awful that's going on in the world right now that makes me want to scream inside. I'm trying to stay peaceful and calm and rearrange my life and free myself of some clutter and some things I don't need. And today I am doing an eyeshadow palette declutter. Now, when it comes to my rather insanely large makeup collection for a regular ass person, you know, I'm not a famous beauty guru or anything like that, it's gotten out of control to the point where I'm scaring myself because a lot of my disposable income went to makeup from, I want to say September, October, probably October 2018 through December, or through like January, 2020. It's been more than a little crazy, and I've spent a lot of money on a lot of makeup. I've tried a lot of fabulous things. A part of my collection, some of it's been here for a long time, and like I said, a lot of it I acquired within the time frame I just mentioned, but I have never put all my palettes out like this, like on a giant blanket on the floor, and seen them all together, let alone counted every single one. So I'm going to do that today. I'm starting out with this many eyeshadow palettes, and whatever that number is, I have not pre-counted these. It's gonna scare me. And yeah, we're gonna declutter and get rid of as many as I feel like I'm not gonna love, I'm not gonna use, or that are just really collecting dust and taking up space. So I'd much rather give this makeup to a new home, and that's probably just gonna go to friends and family. So yeah, I'm really excited, and let's get into this. Now, I'm not gonna go through these in any particular order, but I'm just gonna grab stacks at a time, and we're gonna talk about each one. So this is the first stack. So the first palette on top here is the High Times by Midas Cosmetics. This little bad boy is not going anywhere. I love the color story. I've gotten so many absolutely stunning, gorgeous freaking looks with this palette. They're so pigmented. I can't say enough fabulous things about this, so I'm definitely keeping it. Next we have the Flamingo eyeshadow palette by Violet Voss. I have never used this palette. When I tell y'all it got out of control, this is how much out of control it got. I have never used this palette. I bought this palette maybe 7 months ago. This is shameful. So I love Violet Voss other palettes that I do own, and I do like their formula, so I have high hopes for this. I do intend on keeping it and using it, so this is definitely staying as well. And I have here the Spectrum palette by Profusion. Now, I bought this to just try out a rainbow palette from the drugstore, and this is actually a really nice option. The only downside to this palette is actually these two shades right here, which is really sad. But the shades Lucky and Marigold, these are just okay. You have to find a really good, thick, stark white primer to make these work. I do recommend a good base for all of these underneath as well. However, all the other shades besides these two are fabulous, but I don't reach for this enough. And honestly, I have other rainbow palettes I use more frequently, so this is gonna be the first palette to go. And next I have the Vibes palette by Violet Voss. I actually love this palette. I haven't put a big dent into it because I do use some of my other rainbow palettes a little bit more. But I love this. This is so fun. The colors are so pigmented, and actually these two, the palette I just decluttered from Profusion and the Vibes one, are almost identical. So if you're looking for a really nice, really affordable drugstore option, I would say go for this. Again, There are some shades that are lackluster, but this is a more expensive palette. So if you don't have that kind of money, this is a nice option. But if you have the money to spend, I would definitely go with this one. It's not a ridiculously expensive palette. I believe it's around the $30 range, but I know for some people that's still a lot of money, and for a lot of us right now, it definitely is. So yeah, got a little rambly here, but point is we're keeping this one, and like I said, we're still getting rid of the Spectrum palette. Next, I have a very divisive palette that I absolutely adore, so this is not going anywhere either. Like I said, this is not going to be the most savage declutter ever or anything like that. This is the Thirsty palette by Jeffree Star. We're all pretty familiar with it at this point. I love this palette. I fucking love this palette. The shades in the middle to me kind of remind me of a texture between, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say pressed glitter, but kind of pressed glitter and just very shimmery foiled goodness. These are really nice if you use either a silicone applicator or your finger. I don't know why it took me so long to remember finger. Or a very, very densely packed flat concealer brush. I've had a good experience applying these. My personal favorite way to apply them is with my finger. I find this palette gorgeous. I'm so sad that this is no longer available. And honestly, let me take back everything that I said. These shimmers remind me a lot of Huda Beauty shimmers. At least the formula in this palette in particular, not the Jeffree Star overall formula, but I'm definitely keeping this. This is so fun, and it's so easy to use. They blend really well. All the mattes in here are fabulous. This is not my favorite yellow, but it is still really, really pretty. Like I said, I've gotten amazing looks, and every time I've worn this palette, I have gotten crazy amounts of compliments. So again, this is staying. Next on the docket, we have the Candylicious palette by Bombshell Cosmetica, formerly Bombshell Lashes. This is a stunning palette. This palette I bought because I saw Cardi B's makeup artist use this on her, and I do love a lot of the makeup looks he does on her, and yeah, I thought I would pick this up when it was on sale, and I have no regrets. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous, colorful, and neutral palette. The pans are ridiculously huge. The formula is really nice. I would say the shimmers, be careful getting them in your eye. I got a little bit of this blue shade and a little bit of the pink one as well. These are the only two that I've had this reaction to, but my eyes felt a little bit uncomfortable, so I went in with a Q-tip and a little bit of contact lens solution, and I was able to gather all the pigment off my eyeball, but it did feel uncomfortable. So if you have sensitivity to shimmers, maybe steer clear of this palette possibly, but I love this. Again, no regrets. The only thing, if you are going to buy this palette, or from what I heard, pretty much anything on their website, expect a very long shipping time. However, once you get it in your hands, I feel like it's so worth it. At least this palette, for sure, in my opinion. I love it. This next palette right here is the BH Cosmetics Take Me to Brazil palette. This is a really cute palette, but I am going to get rid of it. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of it. I have other rainbow palettes that I reach for so much more often than this one. I do really like it. However, I feel like the most disappointing part of this palette is the shimmers. You have these two kind of duochrome highlight shimmers. This is a green shifting one, and this is a pink shifting one. I feel like these are the best ones in the palette because you can use them as toppers over the matte shades, and the matte shades in here are great. But the rest of the shimmers, these little circular shimmers right here and kind of sprinkled in between, very lackluster. And like I said, this is an okay palette. Not my favorite BH Cosmetics palette. So because of that, and I don't reach for it, I am getting rid of it. Alright, I see some of these Venus palettes. Let me get all three of them. This is going to be one long video. I hope you're staying with me for the ride. Alright, so I have these two, what am I saying? I have these three Venus extra small palettes. This is the silver, the solid gold, and the rose gold. I believe these were released for holiday 2018, 2019. I don't freaking know. Lime Crime's come out with a lot of collections that have just kind of flown by the wayside. I believe this was one of them. I picked these up at Nordstrom Rack. These are really cute. This is the gold one. Very basic gold shades. The shimmer formula in this palette in particular, not my favorite, and I don't reach for it as much. I have other golds that I like better. You know what? This is gonna go. Packaging though, as always on Lime Crime, is absolutely stunning. Like, girl. All right, next we have the Venus Rose Gold. This is actually my favorite of the three. I reach for this one the most. They're very pretty, pinky, mauvey, rosy shimmers. This is kind of a green. What am I talking about? This is a rose gold that kind of shifts a little bit pink. This is a pinky rose color. The two mattes in here are lovely. Yeah, definitely keeping it. This is my favorite out of the three for sure. And this is the silver one. Cute. I have used this quite a bit, but I have not reached for it recently, and I would much rather have this go to a better home. I would say this is kind of in the middle for me. I feel like the shimmers in here are actually worse than the gold palette, so this is probably going to be my least favorite in terms of the shimmers. The mattes are great, but getting rid of it. All right, so now we're going to dig into whatever I can get my hands on. All right, next stack of palettes. We already went through 2 stacks. All right, this is the Tarte Pineapple whatever palette that came out for a holiday in 2019. I got this on sale. No regrets. I love this palette. I haven't been in love with a Tarte palette in a very long time. This palette formula is fantastic. It reminds me a lot of the Tartelette and Bloom palettes, especially the first or the second one, the one that has a mix of matte and shimmers. The formula of these is amazing. I've gotten so many lovely, easy blendable looks with this. I do like how they have the little plastic that separates the shadows from the face products. Really cute, very compact. It's not the hardest actually to store. It's fairly flat. I don't see why this palette got so much flack. Love it. Never letting go of it. Next we have the Creme Brulee from Violet Voss. This is staying. This is freaking gorgeous. One of my favorite neutral palettes. I love these kind of salted caramel, beautiful shades. They are so easy to work with, so stunning. I love this. I love this. I believe this was a free gift with purchase wherever I bought something from, and I would have paid full price for this. It's lovely. All right, next we have the e.l.f. Matte for Matte palette. This is a really cute all matte palette, but I don't reach for this. I don't. I really don't. This is gorgeous though. If you're looking for a good all matte palette at the drugstore, I love this one. e.l.f.'s eyeshadow formula in these palettes from the ones that I have tried is really, really nice, and I do enjoy it, but it's gotta go. I don't need this. I'm not reaching for it. Next we have the e.l.f. Rose Gold Sunset palette. This is staying. I reach for this quite a bit. I actually really enjoy, again, the formula of these shadows in this palette in particular, so this is not going anywhere. One of my favorite drugstore palettes for sure. And next we have the Carly Bible Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I love this palette. I got it as soon as it came out. I love Carly, and I've never bought anything from any of her collaborations besides this, so I did want to support her, but also the color story in here is gorgeous. I have dipped quite a bit into this palette, and I still have a long ways to go. The formula is stunning. I love this. I don't understand if people got bad palettes or if this just wasn't their color story, which I can definitely understand. It's not the most exciting palette in terms of the selection of shades, but I feel like the colors that are picked out are very Carly, are very her style. There are the little pops of color, and they're not the craziest, but you could wear this palette pretty much every single day and get beautiful smoky, neutral, and fun looks, I feel like. So it's on sale all the time as of lately. So if you are planning to buy makeup at some point, because I'm pretty sure, unfortunately, for Carly, that this is going to stay on sale, I would say pick it up. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. I just wish Anastasia hadn't overwhelmed this last year with palettes, because this kind of got lost in the shuffle, and I feel like a lot of people were overwhelmed and they didn't see this as necessary. So I feel like this palette got a lot of undeserved hate because I freaking love it. So staying, again, staying. I rambled on a lot about this palette. Another palette that's not going anywhere is the Queen palette, which is a collaboration with Fumi and Juvia's Place, and this is a gorgeous palette. I have barely used this. Yeah, I think I've only used the mattes. I have not used the shimmers in here, but I do have a lot of other Juvia's Place palettes that I love. And yeah, this is a gorgeous palette, so versatile. I've actually used this color as a blush. It's so beautiful. And this one as well. Amazing palette, amazing palette. I love it. Definitely need to get more use out of it. So because of that, and because I love it, it's staying. Next we have KBD Beauty, and this is the Divine palette. Very great smoky palette. I love this one. I really like the formula. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Kat Von D palette that I've tried, but I would say it's up there. I do really like it. I don't see what this has to do with Divine or her makeup looks, besides like the pops of blue, especially this one. And I feel like this shade of blue right here, she's repeated in like 10,000 palettes. At least when she used to be the creative. We know the tea. We know the tea. I'm not gonna take y'all there. Y'all know the tea. But KBD Beauty, this palette, like I said, I love it. It's staying. Oh my god, I have not used this palette. You guys are gonna hate me, but this is the Tasty Avocado palette from Makeup Revolution. I have only swatched this. I haven't used it, but this is stunning. This is not going anywhere. Okay, she's staying. We will use her more. So, yeah. If you guys are starting to wonder why the lighting is messed up, I'm just filming in natural lighting. I do not have time to set up stuff. So let's get into yet another pile. I feel like I'm going through this pretty fast. I'm not getting as much makeup out of the way so far, but like I said, all the palettes that I have gotten rid of so far definitely had to go, and the ones that I've kept I adore. So let's keep the show going. This is the next stack of palettes that we have, and right up top, honey, she's not going anywhere. These ladies are not going anywhere. They're stunning. This is the Muerte and the Vita palette from Milk Cosmetics. These two palettes were released for their holiday collection. They're stunning. I love them. I'm actually wearing the Muerte palette today. I'm wearing these. I'm not gonna say these names because y'all gonna kill me in the comments, but Angelito, I believe. Oh my god, are we really trying this? Am I really? I'm gonna get red to filth for this, but Lagrimas? My husband is gonna grill me to death for this. All right, we got Duelo, and we also have Calaca, and these are the shades that I'm wearing on my eyes today. Just these four. Gorgeous formula. I know some people have a problem with Melt's shimmers, but they are not that hard to use. I feel like the best way to apply these shimmers, if you're going to use the brush, is to place it on your eye, drag it out, and then pat. If you're doing all over pat, 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 it's not going to work. So put the brush in your eye, drag it out a little bit, and then pat, pat, pat. I feel like that's the way that it works the best. Again, love this palette. So she's staying. She's staying. She's staying. Her sister right here, her little fraternal sister too. Her hydration break is necessary because we're talking a lot here today. Her fraternal sister, her fraternal twin right here, Ms. Vita, she's staying too. Oh my god, I've used this palette actually a little bit more than the Muerte palette. I've been feeling a more brightful, fun kind of looks lately. So this is what we got going on. So she's staying as well. She's staying. They're both staying. Another palette that we're not going to declutter is the Sultry. Girl, this is the Subculture palette, okay? I don't know why I said sultry. It's probably because I'm looking at another stack that we're about to go through that has sultry on top. She's gorgeous, okay? Honey, she is... We're living. We're living our best life, okay? So, we love her. She's staying. I actually haven't used this palette as much as I would like to, but this is the reformulated one. I did not buy this on release, but I love it. I love it. I need to use it more, but I love it. I have not gotten any issues or any bad looks using it, so again, we are keeping her. And next we have the Smoke Sessions palette, again from Milk Cosmetics. I mean, we already know this is a gorgeous palette. She's staying. Nothing more to say to that. Same thing for my Radioactive palette. I wouldn't say that I love this as much as my other Melt palettes. I love these mattes right here. This color, Uranium, really disappointing. I have not tried this formula wet, at least for this shade, so I am gonna try that. The other colors in here are great, but this Uranium color, at least from the times that I've used it, it's been a little disappointing. So we're gonna have to keep her around and play with her more. Next we have Lorac Pro 2. This is a classic, a staple in a lot of people's collections. She's not going anywhere. This is still an amazing palette. I actually do really enjoy Lorac's formula. Unlike some people, it is very, very soft, but I feel like if you like Anastasia Beverly Hills shadows, you can deal with Lorac. I would just say that Lorac's are a little bit more powdery. Girl, bye. They are a little bit more powdery than Anastasia shadows, but they're great. This is staying. Beautiful looks with this palette. That's why it's a classic, and I hope they never discontinue it. Gorgeous cool tones. And this is the last Melt palette. Yeah. So this is the last Melt palette that I own. Gemini. We know her. We love her. She is our grungy fantasy. We're living. She's staying. Alright, so next we have the Revolution. Yeah, this is Makeup Revolution. This is their Chilled with Cannabis Sativa palette. Gorgeous palette. I love the pressed glitters in here. The green shades blend really well. I haven't used it as much as I would like to. I've only used it like a handful of times, but it's really nice. So, because I do like this palette's formula in particular and the color story, and I haven't used it as much as I would like to, she's staying. Next we have a palette that I have never used. Yep, we have never used her. But this is the Makeup Revolution Rainbow Shadow Palette. I believe this was like a holiday release for Halloween or something, which is a little strange. But I saw a lot of good reviews on this palette, and I've had pretty good luck for the most part with Makeup Revolution's eyeshadow formula. So she's staying. She's staying. I need to use this more. Honestly, I think after today, in 6 months, I need to go through my collection one more time and again declutter and get rid of palettes that I just don't see myself using, because for a lot of these palettes that I haven't touched, it has been partly because I have been overwhelmed with how much makeup I've allowed myself to acquire, but also because like day to day with some of these more colorful palettes, I don't always have the time to go for it. So I do think this is going to be a very important time in the next couple of months for me to again take the time and reassess my collection like this, just sit it all down in front of me and go through it one by one. Ooh, it is getting dark out here. Okay, I'm gonna go through these palettes, I feel like, as fast as possible because I don't have a lot of daylight, and again, we're not setting up lights today. So the last palette in this stack is the Lime Crime 10th Anniversary palette. This was mediocre to say the least. This is the worst Lime Crime eyeshadow palette I have ever tried in my personal opinion. Not necessarily the worst palette overall, like ever, but from what I'm used to from them and their standard formula, this was a major disappointment. So she is gonna go to a new home and hopefully she can make somebody way more happy than me, because me and this one, These are all my ColourPop monochromatic 9-pen palettes. I have a lot of these. Clearly, I love these. Not a single one of these right now that I can think of is gonna go. So all of these are staying. This is the Just My Luck. I'm just gonna go through these super fast. We've seen her. We love her. I haven't used her. I need to use her. Next we have the Ooh La La. Yes. We got the Strawberry Shake. We have Miss Main Squeeze. Orange You Glad. It's starting to look so dark, and it's not even that late. It's just, it's fucking cloudy outside. All right, we got Meant to Be. Yes, Hunty, we love her. Honey. I really like this palette. This palette, yes. Yes, baby. All right, we have Smoke Show. Well, I like you a lot. It's My Pleasure. And last but not least, Blue Moon. Like I said, I love every single one of these palettes. I haven't used maybe 3 out of all the ones that I showed you at this very moment. So yeah, I need to dig more into these, but I love ColourPop's eyeshadow formula. I don't think I'm gonna be getting rid of any ColourPop today, but yeah. Just so you guys know, this is more, I guess, of a declutter / collection video, so you guys can see what we got going on. Let's do this. We got Sultry by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And actually, let me show you the next stack. Boom. Again, back to what I was saying, we have Sultry from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Love this palette, not getting rid of it. Beautiful, cool toned, smoky colors. Honestly, this is one of the easiest palettes to work with that I own. You literally need 2 shades and you're out the door. So she's staying in the packaging, like, stunning, stunning, stunning. We have the Whatever palette. I actually love all the packaging, so I kind of cut this a little bit so we can slide her in and out. This is freaking right up my alley. So gorgeous, pigmented, all that good stuff. Like, we love her. She's obviously staying. We have the Saharan by Juvia's. I've used this palette a handful of times, and every single time that I've used it, I've been in love with the look that I've achieved, so she is staying. All right, next we have the Afrique. I love this palette. I love this palette. I think I'm gonna say that about every single Juvia's Place palette because I love their formula. The color stories are insane, so it's very hard for me to let go of any of these, at least right now at the time being. Next we have the Zulu. Stunning palette. Stunning. I love these colors. Oh, I cannot say enough great things about this palette. So she's staying too. And we also have the Tribe, which is actually the very first palette that I ever purchased and tried from Juvia's Place. And it's one of the best things that I feel like I've ever bought in my life. I love this. These duochromy like shimmers and the greens and just the, it's all fabulous. It's all fabulous. So she's staying. Next we have my only other eyeshadow palette from Bombshell Cosmetica, and that is the Sour Blast eyeshadow palette, which actually smells like just Sour Patch Kids and sour gummy worms and deliciousness. I love this palette. This is a really awesome, colorful palette. I don't use this as often as I should be, but this is stunning. I love the color combos that I achieve with this palette, so this is staying. she's gonna get put to work, okay? She's gonna get put to work. And next we have the Chasing Rainbows from ColourPop. I wish most of the ColourPop packaging was like this, because most of the time it has like a slightly different design on the front. I like to keep it just a little personal criticism, I guess. I love this palette. I think this is discontinued. Why? Honestly, when the Riviera palette came out by Anastasia Beverly Hills, I'm like, this is the Chasing Rainbows palette all over again. I'm actually gonna insert a side-by-side photo right here of the Riviera palette and this one. I mean, the colors are almost exactly the same, to be honest, and I love the ColourPop formula. These blend like a dream. Every time I use this palette, I get the most stunning of looks, so staying, obviously staying. Next I have these two palettes, which one actually I have a review of, which I will link down below, but these are the LA Colors I Struck Smoky and I Struck Naked palettes. I'm gonna put these side by side. These were super affordable. I believe these were like around like $8 each. But I might have gotten one, I think $8, maybe $10 each. Somewhere around there. I wanna say underneath the $10 mark. Probably like $9.99 or something, or $8.99. These are really beautiful neutral palettes. I've had so much fun using these, and I've used these like a lot. I love the color stories. Again, I don't know how well you can see everything because of my the shitty day outside, okay? Because of the shitty day outside. I can't speak today. I'm a mess. Aren't we all? Okay. Back to what I was saying. I actually really enjoy the formula of these palettes, and I was abusing them like crazy for the longest. However, right now I'm just not using these, so I'm gonna declutter them. These are awesome. I don't believe they're available anymore. These were like a limited edition holiday situation, but again, I love these colors. They blend really nice. LA Colors overall, they have a really nice eyeshadow formula from the drugstore. I would say if you like Profusion's formula, you're probably gonna like the LA Colors formula as well, but these gotta go. All right, this next stack of palettes, all of these are staying. The first one being this Lancome Monsieur Big palette. I love this bad boy. This is a really beautiful pinky neutral palette. At original price, this is like stupidly expensive, but I got this on sale for like 60–70% off, next to nothing. And honestly, that's what I would much rather pay for it. Not because the formula is that bad, but just in general, the quality of these eyeshadows. I have formulas that cost, we gonna focus? Are we gonna focus? Anyway, I have a lot of other eyeshadow formulas that actually work a lot better than these. Again, not that this is a bad palette overall, it's a really nice palette, but what they're charging for this, no. And this is actually really nice because this is the only shiny packaging that I have that when you touch it, it doesn't really leave fingerprints. Really cool palette. I love this. Gorgeous. The next palette that's staying, of course, is my Alien palette. I am so sad that this is discontinued. Why did Jeffree Star do this? This is one of his best palettes overall. Like, I cannot rave about this palette enough. Gorgeous, stunning, we're keeping her. Okay, this, I'm definitely getting rid of this. This is the Sugar Pill Little Twin Stars palette. This is underwhelming. Like, it's bad. For Sugar Pill, it's bad. I have some Sugar Pill eyeshadows. I don't own the most in the world, but this is like not the best formula. It does take a little bit of hard work. I did put a good dent into it because for a while I was really trying to work with this palette as much as I could so I could get my money's worth. I love the lip colors that came in that collection. I believe they're still available for purchase. Buy them. Beautiful formula, but this palette just wasn't my thing, so she's gotta go. You know what? Your girl is gonna be right back. We're gonna change the lighting. I need a light. Why be consistent when you can just like get halfway through a video that you're filming and now decide to change the light? We're very professional here. Let's do this again.